tonight I wanted to get on and chat about how keeping a journal of your yoga practice can be incredibly helpful. I love keeping track of my practice. So what I do after, especially as a yoga teacher, I will take notes after I take a class of sequences that I really enjoyed or poses that, maybe I don't normally use in my own practice or, that I haven't been using as I teach. But I'm like, sometimes you'll take a class and it'll just jar something like, oh yeah, that's a really great idea. So I'll throw that in. But I also, one of the things that really helps me is, especially if I'm taking a class and there's a modification that an instructor offers, or even if I find an adjustment in my own body that makes the pose feel right in my body, or even a pose that is presented in a different way that I'm not used to it, or even a pose that I haven't practiced in a while, I'll make a note of those. So I'll write down like, oh yeah, here's pigeon pose, but the instructor offered this really interesting modification of it, and so I'll take a note of that, and so then I can use those notes to compile, especially my own home practice. It's been incredibly helpful, especially as a runner when I have some trouble areas. I have this big list of, for example, a big list of stretches that I use when my piriformis starts acting up. I know that's very common with a lot of runners. It's definitely been an issue with me. And so I'll be able to go back and look through and access this list of piriformis stretches. And then when I have a client or a student in one of my classes who's having problems with that area, I can also refer back to that. So it's been incredibly helpful that way. So those are a couple of my big reasons why I like to keep, a journal of my personal yoga practice, just to be able to refer back to, things that feel right in my body, that sort of thing. And I would strongly encourage anybody to do the same. It's been a great, great help to me, especially advancing my personal home practice. It's been so incredibly helpful.